Thursday, and the What It Takes Radio Company brings you another edition of TWIT Talks, Transformation, Wisdom, Insight, and Truth. And let's talk about stupid statements. Well, let me tell you about one I did not make, but certainly could have, and you know what? Most people do. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and as I often say, just to remind myself, we hope that is a description as well as an aspiration. And I oftentimes wish that I could just simply say to you, even though you're out there, and many of them, I don't know, that there's something about what happens is that we kind of are radio friends in a way. At least that we have a little bit of that relationship. Remember, as I told radio folks throughout the years, and they never could quite get it. We're going to talk about because in so many things, people who are supposed to be very good at things never quite get it. And I always had to remind the young men and women in radio, remember, this is not about you. This is about them. And of course, I've got great music to play, and I've got wonderful things to say, and I'm kind of cute, and I'm kind of clever, and I really want to have a good time. And I still remember the man who taught me as a young man. He said, Stan, a lot of people like you're young and you want to be on the radio because you want to be a star and you want to have the girls think you're wonderful. He said, no. Your job working on the radio station is that there is probably a man running a small town radio station in a rural community. That's where most of you will start your first job. And your job is to help him make money. That's your job. Your job is to help his radio station be successful, that it has good listeners and lots of listeners, and it has people who can do great commercials. It's not about you, Stan. Just remember that. And I think I try to do that, though I can guarantee you most of the people in the industry don't operate that way. They think they're hot stuff. And I guess in many cases they are. Hey, but this is a little bit about finding out, as I say, what if you found out that everything you thought you knew was wrong? Now, this is a story I've told many times, but I'll tell it again, okay? I've been married to Karen for many, many, many years. And we've done well. We've had tough and rough times, and even going through one kind of right now. But, we've done well. And we've raised our children, and we've, for the most part, kept our jobs and made a contribution. I think we can honestly say the world's at least not a worse place because we were here on planet Earth. But let's say, you know what? What if many years ago, after I met this attractive Swedish blonde woman named Johnson, as she would say, Svenska 100, 100% Minnesota Swede. And finally, I had the courage to ask her out. And so let's assume that she was at least similarly attracted. And I guess she was. I'd gotten word that she would be more than open to that. So that's what I did. And I still remember that we went to, obviously I was a poor, broke college student, working my way through, didn't have very much support. It was a struggle. But we went to a nice Italian restaurant, which was, well, it wasn't real high class, but it was very nice. And she was pleased to go there. Now, I oftentimes say, what if I would have sat down and there she is, and let's say I would have said something like this: Karen, I'm so glad to have you here. I would love to spend the next 20, 30, 40 minutes. I would love to spend time talking about me. Could we do that? Could we talk about me for a while? Now, of course, everybody is laughing. The sheer ridiculousness of it all is not overwhelming. It's just, of course, nobody will. Don't get me wrong. It's not, of course. Lots of people do that. They meet people and they want to talk about themselves. Go to a networking thing. People want to pitch themselves. They want to let you know how good and how great and how wonderful they are. Now, are you beginning to get a little bit of the flavor of what I was saying in my story about me saying that to Karen? And for you to, of course, say, that's crazy. But what I tell people is, almost every sales training that I have ever had or seen, basically, they say, well, listen, but no, may I have 20 minutes of your time to tell you a little bit about my business and see if you know. And so you're taught to very quickly get into the subject about, first of all, maybe you, but your product, your company, and what you do, and how much you can do for them. But you're talking about you and your product and your business and how it can benefit them. But of course, they all know it's to benefit you as well as it might benefit them. Most people in the sales business forget, and of course, I know that there are hundreds, maybe thousands, many who've learned that everything they were taught about sales training that way is wrong. Is wrong. I oftentimes point out that oftentimes Jesus would begin a conversation by not saying, "Hey, I've got a word for you. I've got something to show you, something that you need to hear." His favorite question is, "What do you want? How can I help you? What do you want?" By the way, that's one of the great questions. What do you want? Most people have never had anybody ask them that question who really cared, who really wanted to help them. So I'm just going to ask you to do a little check on your salesmanship, your attitude, your relationships, and all of the things you do and go to. Could you be, just wonder, maybe you could be, in some cases, just as stupid as Stan would have been if he would have said to Karen, "Let's talk about me." Well, just let that sit on your head for a while. Maybe kind of stir your mind. Yeah, maybe your spirit, maybe even touch your heart so that you would decide, I think I'm going to start caring about others and asking about them. Just a thought from the TWIT zone. All the best and blessings to you. And please keep in touch. Stan@witradio.net. Stan@witradio.net. Till next time, this is for you. Bye for now.